yes, the Christmas season might be over now. We might have all gotten our great gifts. We might have all found new things we didn't even think we were going to get. And, we might have not gotten some stuff that we really wanted. But, a lot of cool things you might have missed over the holiday break that you didn't even think about. And that is going to be the pace for a lot of people, especially with this product that I'm going to show you guys today. The Nvidia Shield is very overlooked this past year, although for heavy indoors gamers, it was probably one of the biggest advancements we've seen for quite some time, coming along with things like the Oculus Rift and other such things. So I'm going to show you guys a full in-depth review-ish type thing for me and give you guys my opinion on the Nvidia Shield. A quick first look may surprise you, as it does for many gamers when they first see this. But we're going to take a look at the insides of what actually came within this incredible device. I've already done my own personal unboxing because, we all can't resist that urge to open up a new product like we normally have. Although I must give a little overview of what it was kind of like. Now I must say, the packaging was phenomenal. Whenever you're opening it up, you know that you're opening up something that's very high quality. Look, even this charging kit even shows the power of this entire thing. It just, every time I try to plug this thing in, it just feels like I'm about to plug in an entire car. That's how it feels. With a micro USB, as we'll get into later, you can already see this is kind of a high-tech, kind of forward-moving charging system. So we'll look in further into that. Now, I got this on a wonderful deal through their site, which came with its own package of different kind of things that we had within there. For example, we were given a shield carrying case that is very nice and very sturdy. Even has a little pocket up here to kind of show you different things. For me, you might have seen I have a Shield t-shirt that also came along with it, and along with this, it was all $50 off. What a great deal for such a great system. So guys, here it is. We're going to take an in-depth look at kind of the outside design and give you guys a little bit of a software preview before we actually do some other videos showing you some of the video streaming, the PC streaming, which is cool, and of course some Android gameplay. So on first glance, they always say it's kind of a design that only an Alienware owner would love. Basically meaning a PC gamer that is a legit PC gamer, this is the only thing it applies to. And for a big part of it, the PC streaming, of course, I can get that. But when you look at it for an Android device, everything that you could possibly have, it's phenomenal. So let's look a little bit into what we have here. So, we have this. Alright guys, so we're going to jump into the software part of this. So right now I'm just going to put in my passcode right there, and right ahead we are at the main Android home screen. If you guys are used to Android system, the Jelly Bean system that is, then this will be a very familiar screen to you. Now, as you can see, I have a little cursor going along the screen here right now, and that's actually this right analog stick that you can actually use within whatever you're using, just a tablet functionality. It works completely as a cursor if that's your deal. This is also touchscreen completely, so I use the touchscreen a lot for the keypad, the keyboard whenever I'm typing things in, and if I'm playing any certain games, I guess, but not really, because I like to use the controller functionality as much as I can. So as you can see, there comes with all the default Android apps that we normally have. Now something that is a little bit of a problem with some apps that are within the Shield right now is this is a straight landscape mode. It's always in landscape mode, which is kind of a problem with some apps. For example, I'll launch iFunny for a second. As you'll see, it'll flip screens, and it'll have to be like this. And, I'll have to do that, of course, which is going to be a little bit of a pain. But honestly, it does kind of function like a really big phone screen, I must say. So it's actually not that bad. And the screen is very strongly on to the thing, and it's a 180-degree design. I won't close it completely, I just did, and then it goes all the way back as well. So however you like to play it, if you're looking at it straight up in bed, you can be like that, kind of, but if you're kind of sitting down and you have it in your lap, you can easily do it like that, which I normally do a lot. So this is a very internet-based and internet-oriented device, I must say. Although if you've downloaded your Android games and stuff, you'll have plenty to work with unless you're doing multiplayer. If you don't have internet access, this is only Wi-Fi. You can't do any sort of, can't like attach, or you can't like insert any like 3G thing or something that you can use the 3G for on your device. You can't do that, but of course, if you're, You can have wireless hotspots and stuff like that, which I've actually tried, but it eats up my data, which is kind of a pain. But as you'll see, we'll go into something like YouTube here, and I was just looking at some PewDiePie, so I'll just kind of use I like to use the touch functionality a lot for this. So we'll watch one of our videos, why not, just to get some kind of feedback and stuff. I don't know, I was just looking at something, okay. And we can look at, fine, we'll look at this video since it was very nice, and I'll turn up the volume. Hello guys, welcome to the users. And we're playing some of the brand new Battlefield 4, the full release, and here's my friend Muck W. How's it going, Muck W? How's it going, Muck W? He's actually has no idea who I am, so he's not even going to talk to me. Very nice video quality. We have our whole team here, and it appears we're being shot at by our own teammate. Way to start it off. And it streams very nicely. Even if you have a not so good internet connection, it will connect very nicely still. And even with your kind of like out of your range a bit, it still loads stuff pretty fast and doesn't just like sit there for like a full minute and a half loading just a web page, which is really nice, and I got to give it to it. So we'll just press the home button now, and that'll get us. Oh, I didn't quite press it. I'll press the home button and go back now. So if I launch into the Tegra zone like this, I can either press this or I can press that application in the bottom left. It'll launch us into our Tegra zone. And right now it has me on my PC. So here's the Shield store, which is all the Android games we can buy. Now recently I've had trouble trying to get credit cards on here, which is kind of a pain because I wanted to get Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on here, which is supposedly a really, really hyped about game, and it just now came to Android. And I remember playing on PlayStation, and it was really nice. So here are the ones I have already. Mine came with Expendables and Sonic 4. Really bad games, but those were 2 games, I guess, if I wanted to. These other 2 are just free games that I just bought randomly, Beach Buggy Blitz and Dead Trigger 2. Those are just free. And then there's the Beta Grid Gaming, which is actually not, it's limited to Northern California, as there's like servers there that you can connect to. So if you can connect to them, then you can play on them. But they don't have any other servers to connect to, so you don't really have a good connection to that. And you need like a 5 GHz router. So now we have PC games. Now, I guess we can go ahead and launch into this, because this is probably one of the coolest things about this and something that I truly cherish right now. So I'm just actually going to quit it right now because I think I had Steam Big Picture Mode open. So you can either launch the game directly, or you can go into Steam Big Picture Mode and go into. So these are all the. Well, anyway, I'm kind of going ahead of myself, but these are the official games that are supported. I'm assuming, although it doesn't make any sense because I got Dishonored earlier today, and I know for a fact that is a completely controller supported and completely supported by Nvidia, as it is like one of their like main like things. Like the Shield worked great with this, and I will show you it really does. So I can load any game like I want to here. Now I played some Battlefield 4 on here actually, and if any of you are wondering, because you're in Steam, and this is looking at my Steam library from my computer, you're probably wondering, how did I get such a thing as Battlefield 4, which is origin based? How did I get that onto Steam? Well, all you have to do is just add it to your Steam library, and you'll have to kind of go around. You'll have to like click on the screen as if you're like doing your thing. So you don't actually have to go back to your computer, which I thought you were gonna have to do, but you can actually have functionality with all of this through all that. So I noticed, however, that like Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty, the multiplayers are pretty bad on the Shield, and that is because, one, you don't have any aim assist like you normally do on consoles. You might have a little bit of aim assist, and I know in campaign you have a lot of aim assist, which is really nice. But you don't have that in multiplayer, and also the multiplayer going along with online streaming makes it a lot harder for it to stream to your Shield, and the farther away you are, it doesn't take as far away to get for it to start getting not as quite good of performance. However, the campaigns were amazing because because it recognized the controller, it does have aim assist that is pretty strong, I must say. I haven't tried the Call of Duty Ghost campaign on it yet. I've done like 3 missions, which are really long missions in Battlefield 4. I've done like those that are really long within on my Shield straight up. So it's gonna have really good connection because I just got a new router, which the only thing about this is that I suggest for best performance and having best range throughout your house to be able to do this is you need to have a dual band 2.5 and 5 gigahertz router, and put this on the 5 gigahertz band, because once you do, it's gotten about 2/3 of my house, but the other third of my house I don't ever really, it's like my kitchen, and I don't think I'd ever be playing on my kitchen really. It's not very comfy. I'd either be playing in my living room, my room, some other rooms around there, or downstairs here. Downstairs it works really nice. I have this in my basement, and actually my PC is literally about 10 feet to my left. You might be able to hear it, but I put in a new silence band, so I'm all happy. So now we are going to be, I want to launch Dishonored because it is really nice. So I'm going to now launch up Steam Big Picture mode. And see, there it is. It's just as if you're doing, and I'm actually now streaming from my PC. So whatever's going on right here is going on my PC. So we're going to come back and we're going to show you guys kind of what's going on within my PC. So guys, it's kind of awkward since I don't have a tripod really, but I'm going to kind of show you with one hand that's stretched out. This is my PC right now. Oh, I love her. So right now, as you can see, we can go like that. I'm trying to press buttons, but I'm not doing a very good job. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, streamless, awesome, latency equals almost none. So I'm going to go to library right now, and there's Dishonored. So I'm just going to launch Dishonored right now. It's all the same. I also got my new router, which looks pretty beautiful. Netgear FTW. So now we're going to go back and get some actual gameplay so I don't have to actually just hold up right here. Okay guys, so we're launching up Dishonored right now. This is a great game, I must say, and I first played this game on the Xbox 360, so the controls are exactly like they were, and although I haven't played the game in a while, it's quite nice because I don't ever, I haven't started very much, so if you guys have rave quitted early in the game, you'll still probably have seen this episode right here. Oh, forgot to press A. So I'm right next to my computer right now, which makes this experience literally phenomenal. So, also the the speakers are really nice right now as well. Oh, I should probably hide down, shouldn't I? And this guy's gonna get it taken to him.
Hey, what is it? I think that last one was moving.
I'll just carry you. Why not? Come here, buddy.
Not possible.
So this game actually works. This is probably the best game that's worked with the shields thus far. And since I'm right next to it, I think performance and of course, frame rate and latency and stuff like that has to do with how close you are to your router. But with me having a very nice router, the fact is, also the quality, the video quality is much better. I don't know why. I guess it kind of auto-adjusts itself to make sure that your video quality is determined by your internet speed at the moment. So that's kind of cool, I guess, but it's kind of annoying if you're not having too good of internet. So you know how all that works. So yeah, this is basically kind of a quick little, go around it, kind of how all this stuff works. So she just got wrecked. I'm just a second here. So yeah, that's the basic idea, kind of how it works. Now, I'm not gonna go over there. You can kind of see the shifting, and it's really almost to none. I don't know how I got down here, but I'm down here now. So yeah, it's amazing. Zero latency for the most part. Alright guys, so now we're going to take a look at some of the Android-based games. Now, I wish I had San Andreas to show you guys, but unfortunately I don't. We're going to show you something like Beach Buggy, which I enjoyed a little bit more. Although this isn't probably the most graphically intensive. Probably something like whatchamacallit is. What's that game? Dead Trigger. It's probably a little bit more graphically intensive, but although I'm going to be honest, I don't really like it as much. But I know San Andreas I'm going to like. I don't see myself getting a lot of Android games, to be perfectly honest. that's just how I roll. I'm not much of a mobile gamer. Like, I don't play like games on my iPhone and stuff like that, which is kind of weird considering all the stuff I do, but really I just don't find them interesting. After playing as many PC and console games as you do, mobile games don't impress you anymore, and although, you know, you get bored all the time, I can kind of hold out until then, to be perfectly honest. I usually just go on YouTube and stuff like that. So this is just kind of showing you guys off some of the Android stuff. Now, it's moving quite smoothly, I must say. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. I have to give the Android market. It's going to be unlike the PC streaming that matters, that the quality basically matters on your internet connection, to be honest, and you're connected to your home Wi-Fi network and your PC. These games don't. So this really shows example of Tekkar 4's power. And so I gotta give it to them. This thing can handle quite a lot. It's not gonna... I don't see this thing going out at any point. Like, I mean, and we're talking about seamless... I keep on saying streamless, but seamless experience with the Android gaming. Of course, I'm not too good at these games, but you know, I'm good enough to give you guys a good little review. I have to admit, if there were some really good games out there for Android, I'm sure there are. Nothing against Android games at all. But if there were some that I kind of took interest in, I guess, then, I mean, I would have a blast on here. I'm going to be very honest. Once I get San Andreas, that's the one I want to get, because it's not really an Android game, but it's on Android, and it has full controller support, according to all that, so that's going to be pretty sweet. So, you guys get the gist of it. Press home, goes out of there really quickly, and that's your Android gaming. So guys, we've gone over many of the features that have gone on throughout the Nvidia Shield. Of course, it's built like a tank, it performs like a tank, and basically amazes us and is pretty at the same time, if you ask me. I think the whole thing, I love the design of it, I love everything. Of course, there is only a 5-inch screen, as you see the bezel on the side. You could put a little bit more, but that's future generation material for them. I guess I gotta put a little bit of room for improvement, which is understandable. So, I guess now we'll give you kind of my full-on review, not my full-on review, my final review of this product now. So a few things to note that I haven't noted before in the video. The battery life. The battery life is absolutely phenomenal. The past 2 days I've been using this thing basically non-stop, and I've pretty much not even stopped. Everywhere I walk I carry this with me, and I'm either... If I'm in my house, I'm streaming PC games and playing Dishonored or playing Battlefield or something of the matter. I'm either watching YouTube on it. I mean, it's starting to take over the purpose that my phone used to have. It's starting to basically turn into that, and without having a data plan and everything. So maybe this will lower my data usage for the for outside. I guess Wi-Fi wouldn't matter, but outside would. So that is phenomenal. I've used it, of course, the past 2 days. I've had to recharge it, of course, but it easily gives you a full day support. Now, granted, yesterday I was probably up around 10 o'clock and went to sleep at like 3. And that's only then did it get out of battery. And that's incredible. Now, supposedly the Android games take a bigger toll on it than PC streaming does. I understand that because the PC streaming is not depending on really the Shield that much. It's all your PC that's doing, which is why, of course, you need a strong graphics card that can handle that. And it's doing all the processing and sending it over to your Shield, of course, within a matter of seconds. So, yes, the battery life is phenomenal. The control scheme, the feel, let me get a little refresher. I love the feel of it. It does feel like kind of a little mini laptop almost type thing. It doesn't feel like as much of a tablet. It does feel more of a laptop because I do kind of have that. It does kind of almost look like a little mini laptop when you look at it from the side there, except for just like a big thing. It does kind of look like that. Of course, the front on it's like a controller. But when I'm just holding it, or if I'm just kind of like laying it on my lap or something like that, it feels absolutely phenomenal. It feels pretty sturdy. It is heavier than most things. Of course, with everything you imagine it has a lot of stuff packed in there with a battery and a great mobile processor and all kinds of things and all these capabilities. Of course it's going to be heavy, and of course it's going to be big. So, I mean, at first you're kind of like, whoa, this is kind of heavy from everything I have, but I can easily swing this around with one hand because I'm swole. but no, really, because it's not that bad. And honestly, it gives it a better sturdy feel whenever you have that. I love the controller layout as far as buttons go and everything. The only thing different from the Xbox 360 controller is instead of having that little angled analog stick like you have this one that would be up here, you have it down here, which is kind of more of a PlayStation kind of style. I like the Xbox 360 style better, but this style is very easy to get along with because I do occasionally put up my fingers like that. It does just feel a little bit better to me, but at the same time it's not really big of a problem. As far as the ports go and everything like that, not really much you can kind of complain about there. You've got everything you really need. The only thing that I would have said about the packaging, about stuff being in there, is I would have included a mini HDMI to HDMI cable with it, because that is something. Luckily I had one laying around, but it took me a few minutes, to about 30 minutes or so, to find it inside of my house. But for some people that's going to be like a $20 that they'll have to go out and buy one if they want to do it. Now of course that's going to be for console mode and connecting it to your TV and such, which of course if you don't want to do that, it isn't very good resolution at this moment to begin with, so it might not even be worth it for many people, as I didn't really enjoy it too much. But still, I think if you have that opportunity, but it's kind of like saying they should have put like another SD card in there, and another charging thing, charging brick, I don't know, it's something like that, but it was just a little thing that I thought that might have been a little bit, whatever. As far as experience goes, as being an Android tablet, I've never had an experience with Android tablets, but I've watched so many videos before getting this, and watched so many reviews, and watched so many things about Android, that I felt very comfortable coming into it as of a few days ago of getting this thing, and I'm pretty comfortable with the whole layout of stuff. The settings and everything is pretty simple, so that's honestly not too hard to get used to, although I kind of thought about Android being a lot harder than iOS was to go along with things. But as far as its functionality as a tablet, aside from being only a landscape device, it's still very sturdy, and without all of its design, and it's still very smooth, and it still has a very smooth experience overall as being a tablet. Among surfing the web and looking on videos on YouTube, I haven't had really any problem with that. The one problem I have seen actually with it is when I am on YouTube. As you guys know, it goes out into landscape like that, but then when you tilt it up, you can get access to the comments, the likings, all that. You can't switch up like that, so I can't ever comment, I can't ever look at comments, I can't look at likes, I can't look at descriptions of videos, I can't, or when the video came out, I can't look at any of that because I can't tilt the screen. It doesn't have any tilting screen functionality-ish stuff. That's the one thing. It's kind of a shame. I don't comment too much. I do like to like people's videos, so that was kind of a shame to have. But still, it's very nice as far as when the video is playing. Then, of course, you have the PC streaming side of stuff and the Android gaming. The Android gaming, I thought for what it was and for people that like that stuff, good to go. I mean, it was great. You have the full controller just already there, ready to hook up. You don't have to buy a separate thing that unhooks from the tablet, or phone. So I thought the controller was quite a nice add to some of these games, and I thought it was interesting to play iOS similar type games and basically just apps with a controller, and that's kind of an experience you just kind of have to experience yourself. And then of course there's the PC streaming. I absolutely love it. Of course, you're gonna probably have to figure out your internet connection and your internet situation probably before you ever get one of these, because although it did work pretty good for me when I was right next to the router for a while, I was having to switch to 2 different wireless networks depending on when I was in the house in order to stream things. But now this new router that I have, very nice one, now I have a 5 gigahertz channel. I can easily get about 2/3 of my house now, very strongly, and of course I can play in my bedroom and my living room now, which is very nice. And of course with new VPN type stuff and functionality that I might be able to bust in a little bit, I might give you guys an update video where I might even be playing on the road via hotspot or just in some other Wi-Fi network like Starbucks or something, but playing off of my PC, off of my Nvidia Shield. And that's truly something to look forward to, although it is going to be supported sooner or later. It's still probably a far way off. We're still probably looking about a year or so until that's probably fully implemented. So we'll just have to wait and kind of get around it before then. But the PC streaming, when you're right next to it, and the closer you are, the better the experience. And so if you're not getting too far away, if you're just one level above right where your router is, it's really nice too. And I thought that the games that were supported were really nice. It's not all games are officially supported, but still work, which is very nice. Any game that you add to your Steam library, you can essentially go into it from your Shield, no matter what. Even games like Battlefield, that's from Origin, where you have to actually go into the browser and find stuff. Even that can be gotten into very easily and maneuvered around. So it's a very nice experience. I've got to love it, and I think that a lot of people are going to start liking it, and I think it's going to be a bigger trend come along once it gives the capability of being able to go farther than your home network, which I think that's definitely something they're going to work on, and it's just going to be absolutely fantastic. So guys, look out for some more videos regarding the Video Shield in the future. That might happen. Also, check it out. It's all over the internet now. It's only $250. They kept the sale that they started on Black Friday, and they've kept it steady until now. It may just be a year-end type thing, or it may be permanent, so this is a good time to try to go get one. I'm pretty sure that you can also get some stuff that comes along with it. Just check out GameStop, Amazon, all them. I got mine from Nvidia straight because I'm like that and I'm cool. And I hope you guys had a great Christmas. We're going to start to get back into our videos. But of course, this video is kind of long, so hopefully it gave you guys a lot of stuff to kind of look at and to review. So, guys, I'll see you guys next time on the Users. Bye-bye.